In the previous video, we've established that the limit of sine of 1 over x does not exist as x heads towards 0. And the reason for that is, well, in order for a function, let's say any function here, in order for the limit to exist, let's say this point here is right here is a. Now, in order for the limit, well, the limit as x approaches a here, well, from the left hand side, it will head towards this point here. From the right hand side, it will head towards this point here. Now, in order for a limit to exist, it has to head towards some sort of limiting value here. You see, in order for the limit to exist at a here, it has to head towards a limit, if you like, a limit here. So it has to head towards some sort of y value here, or some sort of capital L here, and capital L is a value here. Well, if you look at this thing here, what it's doing is it's oscillating like this, and it's not really heading towards one particular capital L. It's jumping about. So here we came to an agreement that the limit of this thing here does not exist as x tends towards 0. Okay, the limit doesn't exist. You can say that the limit exists at 0.4, say, because it's definitely heading towards this from the left hand side, and from the right hand side it's heading towards some definite value here. It's heading towards this capital L, whatever this capital L is. But if you take the limit as x approaches 0, well, at 0 it's actually oscillating back and forth like this. It's not heading towards a capital L. Okay, so the limit of this does not exist. Now, I know I said that in order for the limit to exist, it has to head towards some sort of capital L. But in the case of infinity, it's different. So, for example, let's look at this here. The limit as x heads towards 0 here, or 1 over x here. Well, when you don't have a symbol right here, whereas down here you've got a negative symbol here, and here you've got a positive symbol here. You see, what this means is, I've done a whole section on this. If you don't understand this bit, you might have to scroll back to one of the earlier videos. But looking at this limit here, as x approaches 0 from the negative hand side, so that means this. You see, I know it's not heading towards a capital L, some sort of limiting value, but it's clearly heading towards a direction. And we came to an agreement that, yeah, okay, we can say that it's heading towards a negative infinity. And then if you look at this one here from the positive hand side, it is heading towards some sort of definite direction here. So we're going to say it heads towards positive infinity. Now be careful, everyone makes this mistake here. When you don't have a symbol here, that means you've got to take both directions into account. So here it's well, here you are just looking at from the left hand side. Definitely from the left hand side, only from the left hand side. That's why you can say the limit here is negative infinity. Now looking at this one here, you're definitely just looking at the positive hand side. So it is heading towards positive infinity. But whereas this one here, without a symbol, it means from both directions. Well, the limit from both directions here, from the left hand side and the right hand side, then here it does not exist. So this here is definitely correct. This is definitely correct. This is definitely correct. Because, well, here you're only considering one direction. Here you're only considering from the left hand side direction. Here, because there's no symbol here, you've got to take both directions. Well, it's not heading towards a limit. It's not heading towards the same area or the same direction or whatever. So we say here that the limit does not exist. Okay, so this is correct. This is also correct. This is correct. Okay, now let's look at y equals so not y. Let's look at the limit as x approaches 0 of 1 over x squared. Now 1 over x squared looks like this. Now here you can actually say the limit heads towards infinity. I know it's not heading towards a definite a definite limit, a capital L. But it is heading towards a definite direction, which is, well, from the left hand side here, it is heading towards infinity. And then if you consider the limit as it approaches zero from the right hand side, it's also heading towards infinity. And here it's heading towards infinity, it's heading towards infinity. So here we can say the limit here is infinity. Whereas in this case here, 1 over x here, one is heading towards negative, one is heading towards positive. So we say that the limit does not exist. And then down here, the left hand side is approaching positive, the right hand side is also approaching positive infinity. So here the limit, so there is a limit. The limit is infinity. Okay.